Okay, I think we're ready. I think we are ready. I'm back on webcam. It has to be done because this this is finally coming back to some degree. We're hoping this year, and if it's a monthly release, we could get. I would think we're gonna get 12 chapters a month, like we're gonna get it continually. But given that he takes like 2 year hiatuses, it could be that we get a year of monthly manga and then a year of hiatus, and then a year of monthly manga, etc., with a gap year. There's absolutely a case that that could happen, which is why in my last video I mentioned the time frame being a little weird, like 3 to 4 years to get through a batch or two, because of how his hiatus trends have been historically. Giving us a year of monthly chapters would still leave an extra year potentially of hiatus. So I'm being realistic, like, but I would still, that would be painful. That would be painful. If they can really get this to a monthly series, though, that would be fantastic, and I would take it. So that by the time I'm in my 40s, I can say, "Oh yeah, the story is almost wrapping up." If he finishes this before I'm in my 50s, I'll be, before he's in his what 80s, 90s. His he'd be in his probably late 70s, early 80s. So that's gonna be an interesting question. And I have the chat open. I'm doing this for real today. If you're on here, if you're out there right now, I'm gonna give it a little bit of time. I'm just gonna ramble on for a little bit, but I'm gonna be reading chat today. I'm going in on this one. This is a big deal. So he's back, and kind of like Togashi. Yo, Chris, what's up? Yeah, I'm basically in that ballpark. So it's yeah, we're at that point in life where it's like we're looking at our clock. It's like, Togashi, man, you're getting up there, and so like your fans are also getting older. Like, like it's what the hell? What the hell are we gonna do? But here's the thing. I would say it's we're hoping that before we're retiring, we're going to the Florida golf course and going to a golf village or a fishing community, that we can enjoy this series before we're at that point in life. I mean, I'm looking at a 20-year. I'm looking at 20 years, guys. I'm looking at a 20-year window for this guy to be creative before he. Chris, I fucking love to hear it, man. I love to hear it. Yes. 3 fucking pages. Let's go. More random doors. Okay, I saw a Reddit post a couple days ago, and I'm gonna talk about that. I'll open it with this. Okay, I loved the last batch of chapters, but I'm gonna be completely honest and transparent. Some of the Haley stuff felt too long-winded. The door stuff could have all been done in 1 chapter or even less, but it actually was like 2 or 3. And again, nothing against the creativity of invisible rooms, invisible doors, but we went in on that for like, they're looking at a bathroom for like several panels. And I'm sorry, I waited 4 years for this to come back, and I'm being 100% real. I just didn't jive with that choice. This reminded me of the cockroach chapter. You remember the cockroach chapter? I didn't like the cockroach chapter because the cockroach is going through all the pipes and then Srydnik's Nembees. We did get that awesome shot, but it took like 8 to 10 pages to get to that point. And it's like, okay, but we don't have time. Like right now, time is the most important thing we have. So let's use that time and give us the juice. Please. The fan true stuff was awesome. The flashback was awesome, but we only got 1 chapter of true current plot progression in Floor 1. We had a couple things with the Haley and Srydnik's friends and all that, but I want to get right back in and see some carnage, and I want to see some bloodshed. The Fugetsu cliffhanger, amazing. The announcement, amazing, because everyone's impacted by that. I know, Chris, and that's the thing. I love Togashi, man, for life. I'm a lifer with this guy. Sometimes with his current model, his style can clash with how it's released. That's the only one thing I would ever say about, like, again, I love the guy and his work, and no one's perfect. And being someone who's been in creative writing myself, I can tell you how hard it is. It is so hard to make a world come to life. It really is. It takes years and years and years. Lover or hater, J.K. Rowling made an amazing world. I don't get into politics on this channel, and she's quite outlandish in what she says. Very strong opinion, but she made a world that was extremely, like, well thought out and constructed and created, right? So these storytellers in these fictional worlds, there's a lot to think about. I mean, look how many characters are in this current arc that all have unique appearances. I mean, every single character looks different. There's hundreds of them. Even background designs, like just guards in the background, they all have unique appearances. The eyebrows, the noses, the facial structures. Go look at just all the princes look very unique. All their bodyguards have unique features. I mean, it's one of the most diverse castings you've actually seen of characters. Like, Togashi loves diversity. He's been a huge proponent of diversity in the story. But this arc in particular, I mean, I think I see almost every single ethnicity and nationality you could think of and represent in the story. And it's all just this world. He's built a microcosm of a global society in this story. This is why we all love it. But then we're going to, like, the last batch, we love the fam troop, but we're going through these bathrooms and shit, and it's like, oh my God, like, there's so much going on. In the grand scheme, when we look back and it's released maybe in the animated format comprehensively, it will add value. It'll add something for us to latch onto, a little bit of a side plot, a little bit of a slowdown from all the intense craziness. Because that previous 10 before the last 10, that the Ben, the Camilla, the Halkenberg shockwaves, oh my God, the arrow theory about replacing souls. I mean, like, this was going batshit, and then he slowed it down, and then we got Hisoka. Oh my God! So here's okay. I'll start with this. Let's get my mind back into it. And again, I got to try and put myself into where let me tell you. All right. Remember the hype about Hisoka when he came back? And I do think that is Hisoka, by the way. I think it is. Yes, there's the whole theory it's Chrollo as Hisoka. I get it. But also, people have to remember that Hisoka has changed his mindset. He's different now. Togashi recreated the character. Like, in a way, he breathed new life into him. Like a slightly new identity. Still the same old Hisoka. Like, you don't know what he's going to do. He's crazy strong. He's a wild card. But his motivations and personality have certainly been altered for the current story. That's why I don't think it's you could just say this is Chrollo because his personality is different. And you know what I'm saying? And I feel like, and I also feel like the Spade, the design, I don't think Chrollo or Benolanov would have that. I mean, maybe they would, but that seems like an intentional choice by Togashi to reinvigorate Hisoka's character. I think what I'm more intrigued about is Illumi's motivation. I read some theories that Are Zeno and Silva on the boat as well as part of a Zoldyck mission? This is the type of shit we get excited because now they could be on, and these people could be on, and these people could be on, and then Togashi, all you have to do is put one panel up and we go, whoa, that's it. They could be smoking cigars in the fucking lounge. We don't know. Like, there it is. There's Silva just chilling by the pool. If Silva and Zeno were chilling with pina coladas by a pool, I'd lose my shit. I would just lose my mind. So I think, okay, let's get down to brass tacks. I think we are refocusing on floor one. However, Morena is absolutely a pivotal plot point now. And why is Morena a pivotal plot point? Because she's connected to Tserednik. So the line goes, Kurapika, Phantom Troop, Tserednik, Morena. And right now the story is putting the Phantom Troop and Morena and Tserednik and Kurapika, but obviously they are going to link it all together. That's the bridge from lower floors to floor one. That's the connection. So we got to see how that connection is finalized. And I love how Morena is an RPG gamer. I fucking love that. I think she plays MOBAs or she's actually like a gamer or a streamer. It's absolutely, I think it's just fucking hilarious. And she's sitting in a gamer chair. I was dying when I saw that because this is Togashi. He loves his games and he loves his audience. So Morena, this psychotic maniac, is a gamer, and she's like using her skill as an RPG mechanic. It's like, oh my god, amazing! Level up, level up, level up. I wonder if Morena has a microtransaction ability, or a battle pass skill. Unlock this for 30 days. Fast track. You kill someone, especially in 1 day's time, you get a power much quicker for 30 days. It's so fucking funny. Chris, what's going on again? Let's see. Those theories are just stupid. If Benolanov or Krollo is transforming, why didn't they just get the usual Hisoka look? Again, it seems intentional to give Hisoka a new presence in the story. And he always does. Every arc, Hisoka has varied his appearance slightly, but this is the first time he's really gone in with the hair down. And again, I think that is more intentional because Krollo, also there's been loss on both sides, and there's kind of this emo edge now that's like this. Again, Hisoka's basically a zombie. So he lost. He fucking lost. That's a big blow to Hisoka's ego and morale. He lost a fight. He's living with that now. He's living at that regret. He lost. He doesn't know how to feel. So it's all, I think it's repurposing, reintention. Also, speaking on Hisoka, I think, talking about, he's teaming up with the Char, right? Hinrig's part of the Char. I'd have to go double check because the Haley or the enemies, the GU is with Zhang Li, if I'm not mistaken, and the Char is who were with the guy with the glasses and Hinrig, right? And so, these mob bosses are all forgotten children. Onyor is a sibling, I believe. And so these outcast children, Morena's an outcast. Hinrig is GU. Thank you, Chris. See, there's too much to remember. So it's the GU versus the Haley. And the Char is the guy with the glasses, I believe, and they were, and Luini and all that, right? So that was separate. Thank you. Um, but these mob bosses, like, so Morena has an ability. Does Onyor have an ability? Does Broccoli have an ability? I think, I think they do. And so Zhang Li has a Nen user as a real ally between the two. So is Karapika going to, by association, get help through that connection if he is mutual with Zhang Li? So then again, you add in these mobsters like a Henrig and some of these hitmen. So now, on top of the Hunter Association and the top of the bodyguards, the mob now start infiltrating the ceremony. Because you got all types of stealth abilities being shown on this arc, teleportation abilities, masking abilities. There is a lot of sabotage based abilities in this arc. We know it's the Cold War as an arc. There's a lot of intel, spy works. So I feel like that is gonna. We've seen it. There's proof. I mean, a lot of the abilities are not just raw power. They are precision and they are stealth based. There's a lot of stealth based abilities, misdirection, intel gathering, remote abilities that you can send emitted far away so you can gather intel like Secret Window. Fuck, I gotta see more Secret Window. Come on. Well, okay, Chris, I hear you. So did he get there from the portal? How did he get with that little wasn't the connection only between Saridnik and Morena? Isn't that the only direct link to the floor outside of a portal ability? How would he have gotten to floor 1? It's completely locked off. I might be totally missing a detail, but I know the troop were trying to find that, like they're getting to Morena, but there's a hidden access between Morena and the first floor. But I don't. You think he got in, like he disguised himself as someone, got into the Haley, the Haley headquarters, and went up to floor 1? You think that's what he did? Or maybe he's a military. Maybe he masked himself as a military person and got through that. Oh, what if he goes in as one of Saridnik's friends? Oh my fucking god! What if he goes in as one of Saridnik's friends? Oh shit! Oh, a VVIP card. Oh, thank you. Thank you. See, again, I haven't gone back to read this in a few months. I'm sorry. So it's been. I mean, there's so many little details to remember. So thank you for clarifying that. So yeah. Oh, see, that's my point. I hope we get to see stuff like this and not looking at a bathroom for 3 or 4 pages. Please. Nothing against bathrooms, but King Toilet. We need to get the juice. I need to see juice because time is not on our side. Get us the juice. Now is the time to abstract the lemonade from the lemons. We have all the lemons. We've built up a huge stockpile of lemons. Now let's get the lemonade. It's ready to go. This big announcement. I hope something goes crazy. It looks like Nen Curse is potentially on. I'm having a brain fart. Fugetsu. And so that's good. I mean, that's juice. That's lemonade. That's the lemonade we're looking for. Abilities, characters in trouble, characters in predicaments. They're cornered. They don't know how to get out of things. That's the juice. We need to see juice. All right, I'm going to move on here. It's all going to be theory and well, let's go through. Let's see if we have some posts. We got, there's the new, as you were mentioning, the new post. Is that? I'm just kidding. People are saying, oh, there's Benolanov. I love that joke. That's a fun picture. Oh yeah, it's going. Hey, we're streaming on Gone's birthday. Oh, yes, right. Happy birthday to Gone. Very nice. Yes. Ooh. Ooh. Okay. I will be 100% honest. The Chimera Ant arc is one of the most incredible writing achievements in anime based fiction. The rest of the story is still fucking awesome, though. So fucking York New. I actually love the Zoldyck sort of stuff. You know, I I kind of like seeing those pockets of the reality. But look at the plot points that the Chimera Ant, excuse me, arc did. I mean, Greed Island to me, in a world of A pluses like Hunter x Hunter, is like a B plus. I'm gonna be honest. It's a training arc. It's a little more adventurous, which I don't mind. Um, I love Biscuit. I love the idea of Greed Island. Um, but I don't talk about it as often because it's a little more basic in its concepts, right? I mean, Razor is amazing. I love Razor, and I love the idea that a group of Jing's friends are keeping this place going. It adds a lot of intrigue and mystery. But Dark Continent, and it just you took that concept and blew it out of the water. You just went beyond that, right? But it's still a great series. But the Chimera Ant arc is a fictional achievement that goes to levels that are like very hard to ever duplicate. So it's really exactly, yeah. I mean, literally, Chimera Ant has every genre within it. Like it even has some comedy, even a little bit of comedy. Look at Knuckle, how crazy he is. A shoot hiding in the woods. Like, I don't want to see any. Like, this is all Palm, like being a psychotic bitch. What the hell? These are all crazy, like, it's genre bending. There's all this stuff. So it's really hard to top that. Because Greed Island, like, again, Genthru versus Meruem, Genthru versus some of these characters, even is Welfin better than Genthru? I think a lot of people would say yes. I think people would say Welfin is a better character than Genthru. Because that's what Togashi did. He took his writing and he went, how far can I push these characters and their own stories? So again, exactly what this guy said. So some people think it just maintained it. There are a lot of people who love York New and Hunter Exam, and really it's York New, which is a goated arc as well. But again, it feels, after you watch it, fairly self-contained. I'm not saying that in a bad way. There's need for contained stories. But it's like, you see what it does. It does it really well. It's like super comfort food. And it's violent, it's gritty, it's like, oh my God, it's crazy. And then Chimera Ant arc just goes way over it. Like the problem is it amplified what York New did really well, even more violent, even more psychotic, even more conflicted. It went to different levels. However, you could argue that it's a little too grandiose and big and too many characters. And some people think it's too bloated. And I will say that the Nen training, which I've linked for many years now to the current arc, where Kurapika is training the non-Nen users, feels very similar to how the ants were training. There's a lot of that training phase going on right now. A lot of the setup. We're still in the nest. We're just about, like, so Rydnik learning his Nen is like when Pito was born. I feel like the first big, like, oh my God, was when Pito was born, and when Saridnik learned his future jumping, his parallel universe ability. That is I feel like we just hit that moment. We're right there. Now we just need the main forces of evil, the main conflict, and we can push out of the nest and go influence the world. That's exactly, we're right there, in my opinion. So anyhow, let's keep moving on to other topics. 3 million, my guy. My guy. What? Welton's one of the smartest dudes, but also falls over his own anxieties, which is his trope. He's so anxious about everything that he can't uh, like just assess the situation and digest it. So huh, he treated him like a bomb, and he actually did. Welfin could end up being one of the best intel based characters in the verse. Again, I think Welfin in the current arc would be very intriguing to look at and watch. Like, it would be very interesting to put him in a warlike situation, as we're seeing in the current one. So there's some characters who are like that, where you put them in something like the war. It's very intriguing. And if, his work with BZF and maybe this new motivation with Gyro will calm him down, that might free up his anxieties a little bit and make him more capable as a real strategist and thinker. So I think it's very interesting. Yeah, his own suspicions about his own ability. And this is, you know what Welfin is to me? Welfin is literally a character that I like more with time. When I first went through this arc, what's scary is like 10 years ago. Oh my God. For me, I was a little late to the party. I did the anime, but I got right into the manga the moment I finished the anime. I was like, okay, I'm into this. Welfin, I didn't love Welfin and Kalgo's struggle the first watch through. I was like, oh my God, they're just fighting in tanks in a wall. Like, what else is going on? Get me back to all this stuff. Killa was breaking down, going, what the fuck? But now you look back, and again, I look at Welfin like a current art character like Rihan. I think Welfin and Rihan are very similar. Do you see the similarities? And Rihan right now does not look like a character where you're like, oh, this character is gonna, be so memorable. But what if he has a come to Jesus moment, or what if Rihan opens up, or like there's something emotional that happens with him, or he does something sacrificial? We would look at him very differently. But it's that sort of thing where a Welfin style character, a side character, is could be very much beloved after you really look back on the whole package of what Togashi gave to us. So I have hope, and I look forward to characters like Welfin, Rihan, some of these side characters actually having bigger impacts than we first realize when we're looking at the material, right? So I have a lot of, like, I look back on Welfin, and he's like, without his presence, you actually would feel the loss. It adds to the story quite a bit. And you actually go to Welfin, like, if I was in the situation as Welfin, I would be like, dude was sweating the whole time. Oh my gosh. Oh yeah, Net Impact. I guess I'll say this now. I'm not really a fighting game player anymore, but very cool. I don't even have a new console. Like, I don't game like I used to. There's like 2 games I play these days. That's it. Like, I don't. But I might. Like I'm back into Star Wars Battlefront 2 and they fixed the fucking bug. All of our progress has been locked out again by a bug, so I'm waiting for that to come back. But that's about it. That's what I do for fun. I just play chill games. I don't get like hyper focused and competitive on a fighter anymore. But yeah. Now it's funny. Is that Pito or Gon's mouse? Because you think it's Pito, the mother cat, but because it could be her internal. Yeah, it's fun. Ah, very nice. Another character, my gosh, can you imagine Pakanoda in the current arc? If only Togashi had kept her around. Oh man. Memory bullets in the current arc. Oh, that would have been great. That would have been amazing. Yeah, of course. But we know why. Main character, you know, again, hunters don't really value life all that. I mean, people need to remember that the hunter exam kills people every year. Every time they do it, people die. Hunters are not these saints from heaven. They don't like if there's a if you're training this boy and you know he's Jing's son, and it's like, okay, yeah, go fight that crazy guy. Yeah, yeah. Hopefully you'll survive. Like that, like hunters aren't these again. It's not a charity job. Like that's the whole point. Why throwing him in front of Genthru is like, yeah. So can every single Nen category cause transformation? Ooh. Oh, why was it deleted? Oh no, her hair was absolutely manipulation. 100%. It's a mixture, right? Um, this is also a weird. I don't. I know this was stated by Togashi that on the chart only conjurers and manipulators can tap into specialist in a very small percentage of cases. But with the whole new thing about, well, first of all, I mean, it's interesting because on the chart, right, strength and specialty are like this, and then the other two are like the I guess you could call them the not complementing categories, but you're again, I'm looking at parallels, enhancement, specialty, and by the way, Goen's an enhancer, Pito's a specialist. Oh, I wonder why Togashi did that. Why do you think he put them on the? Oh, also, why is Killua next to Gon? Because he's his friend, and he has to try to. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of intentionality around the categories he gives characters via the plot. Chris, did you like? Dude, I liked Hisoka the moment I saw him on screen. Do you know why I liked Hisoka? Because I love the Joker. Okay, but that's the thing, right? The creep out stuff. I knew they were trying to make it edgy and controversial because I had heard. I knew about Yu Yu Hakusho when I was a kid. I watched that. My problem with Yu Yu is the animation has aged so poorly. I'm gonna be honest. Like they just need to redo it, reanimate Yu Yu Hakusho, please. But the like I know Togashi always went like kind of crazy on his ideas. So this clown, like again, Joker. Like this is the Joker. This is the guy with the Joker in the deck of cards. You don't know the whole him with the pyramid falling, and then the him with the aura like through the hallway. That thing. His fight with Castro really sold me on him though. That was what it was. The fight with Castro and how he thinks and looks at an adversary and what is priority. Like, oh my god, it was really Castro that got me. Like, okay, there's a lot of weight on this character for like he's special for some reason. And then, of course, Madhouse and their infinite wisdom, which they absolutely have a ton of wisdom. They made the animation for those fights truly amazing. Like the Go and Hisoka fight is some of the best choreography you've ever seen. Like it's so good, it's unreal. And the use of the suspenseful background music, it's amazing. So again, that's where I know there's a lot of controversy with the character. We know why. But again, it's about pushing those boundaries, making people uncomfortable because this is a psychotic freak. I think the Joker is a less sexualized version of Hisoka, right? Like he's chaos. And Western audiences aren't used to sexualized ideas as a character trait. That's not typically a motive. Like it's Western audiences are way more romance, you know, procreation. This character has desires for procreation in messed up power, dominance, depriving people of certain like these are all sexual tensions of the character, and it's very weird, as we all know. So that's the idea where you know makes you feel uncomfortable. Yes, absolutely, and he puts a lot of effort on the character. It's Hisoka is one of the most important characters in the story for what he does to the plot through how he's used. Ooh. Oh, oh, okay. I am going to take a break. Maybe some people will come back. I'll be back in 5 minutes. I'm going to get a little more caffeine. I'll be back. All right. Hey, patience. I'm back, Chris. And anyone else watching? I need a little more caffeine for this type of conversation. You got to get the mind going here. So, okay, this one, oh man. I think you know my opinion on this. I'm a floor one apologist. You know that. The years I've gone into the Succession War plotline, all the things I don't even remember because there's so much to remember, but generally speaking, all of the big points to the story, I can't equate it to anything else. I can't equate this to anything else. It's just that good. It's just that good. So I am a Succession War fan, but I love the Mafia stuff. Henrig is awesome. But there's so much invested over the years that we've been into floor one. We gotta see more. We gotta get through the plot. I mean, all the actors, all the different writing points, they're too good. I mean, I am so worried about Melody right now, what's gonna happen to her. And she goes in front of that fucking demon, and he looks at her with his fucking sadistic eyes and he licks his lips. I'm like, Jesus Christ. Oh my God. Melody, get out of there. And she's going to be listening to his heartbeat and realizing, oh my God, this guy has no fucking soul. This is over. Get me out of here. Well, dude, I like this comment here, but I mean, what arc hasn't had familiar characters? Every single one has. Every arc. I mean, going to Killua's perspective, or you got Karapika's involvement. What I think he's trying to say is, without going to Killua now in the story, he needs to lean on fan favorites, which of course he is. I mean, why wouldn't you? And the world is built in a way where all these characters are going up, to this new place. And Karapika is absolutely a fan favorite. I think he's a top 3 favorite character in popularity polls. Like, you can lean a story on Karapika, but Togashi's gone way beyond just Karapika as the focus. I mean, he is the main character, but how many things can you focus on in this current arc? It's incredible. Oh, here we go. I think I saw this actually 2 days ago, but it's time to talk about it. Let's go. Oh God. Okay, yeah, no, okay. Here we are. This is the big one. This is the big one. Okay. All right. Spoiler warning. I don't remember all the names in this list. Like, just by looking, like, I'm trying to remember this guy's name. I know Berente. You got Biscuit. You got Navi. You got Bacho. You got some of the queens. But this is the guy with Zhang Li right now. I believe he got a coin, didn't he? He's in he Ben's guard with Zhang Li. There's so many characters on here. Oh, God, how do I even get started with this? How do I get started with this? Let's start. You know what I think the answer to this is? No one is going to be the king. That's Togashi. No one is winning this. Nobody is winning. Surviving? Yes. Winning? No. I think no one wins the succession war. Whatever's in that coffin is going to be powered by the post-mortem nen of all the princes that die in this ceremony and will come out on the level of someone like a royal guard or Meryl. That's my theory. There's a calamity. A Breon is in there. Something is in there that is so terrifying. An ancient Kakin ancestor that Nasubi realized he can bring back through the ceremony this time. The original king of Kakin, emperor of Kakin, whatever. Whoa. Whoa. Comes out from that chamber, and you need to get beyond immediately on that ASAP, because this is not a drill. That is what I easily could see having happen. No one's winning. No one's winning. This is also the first ceremony, at least to my understanding, that is not taking place in Kakin. So it's also an opportunity for Nasubi to fuck with the tradition and the rules and say, we're going to do something unheard of. We're going to a new land. We're spreading humanity to other parts of the world. And, oh, I found the corpse of the original king of Kakin. I'm going to resurrect this fool. And he's going to take all of our aura and reinvigorate the tree and plant the new kingdom somewhere. I mean, that's, to me, it's more likely that something is resurrected, monstrosity is created. It's not going to be one of the king's participants being king. I don't see it. Now, survivors. Yes, of course. I don't think Kurapika's dying. But I think Kurapika could lose many years of his life. In fact, Kurapika might be a middle-aged man. In the way that Gon sacrificed his life, I feel like Kurapika could come out of this thing and be a 50-year-old man by the time it's over, in retrospect to his lifespan. Or there's something where he makes a huge sacrifice in this arc. And again, it's protecting Wobble, protecting Oito. There's the whole thing about those two getting together at some point and him adopting Oito. Bro, that would be fucking wild if this is apparent. Oh, I would. Man, if those two get together and he adopts Wobble as his daughter, I might cry. You know, it's like, it's that, you look at everything he's gone through, and if that's the ending that he gets, man. But the other side is, does Wobble die? Wobble's here, but does Wobble make it? I know, and I've said this in the past, if he gets rid of Wobble, Kurapika will have his adult Gon moment. If Melody gets nuked, Kurapika will have his adult Gon moment. There are two characters, in my opinion, that will impact Kurapika emotionally to a point where he may just go berserk. I am not sure about this. I am not sure about our poor girl here making it. I am dead set on her playing one last song, and then it's over. I think she might die. Also, narratively, Melody's a character that we care about enough to care about, but it's also a character that doesn't have a ton of combat potential or additional struggles with other plot points or characters, and her death would lead to a potential explosion of consequence and again, Kurapika going berserk. So I think I am not convinced that Melody is surviving this content. I'm not convinced. Balsamico's surviving. Maybe taking over, brokering a deal, being a negotiator, potentially. I think he's actually a really great character so far. I really like Balsamico. Yeah, Soraidnik's friends, really them trying to help him and he doesn't listen. Or he kills them. There's other ways this could go. I mean, shit. My man smoking a blunt, smoking a joint and everything else dies around him and he's just laughing. Come on. Oh, that would be a Togashi move. In fact, make him king. All right, like lose versus king. All right. But then the Char would be in power, and it's like, oh, do we want that? Probably not. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh, please. You know I am waiting for this to happen. I am so sick and tired. Oh, but she has a whole plot with her mother. Get the fuck out of here. Get out of here. I really care. This is the last book you're ever writing. If she makes it, oh, you know what? All right. I'm going to put a bet out there. I'm putting a bet on the table. I don't know what I'd do if I lose. I mean, shoot, I don't know. Maybe I'll say that I don't know what I'd do. I mean, I could eat a hot chili pepper on stream or something. I've done that before. I'd do it again. I will eat a hot chili pepper on a stream and talk about how wonderful Tyson is as a character and crying in the heat if she survives this succession war. And if I win, I get to see this stupid character get knocked off the list. Oh my god. Nasubi's going to be consumed by the thing. I think Nasubi's going to accumulate all the Nen and resurrect again the original king or a Calamity. I'm almost convinced that it's one of those two things. Because Calamities came back to humanity. We're going to the Dark Continent. And what? We already have I in the story. What's a great way to speed this up and get the Calamities to us is to have one on this boat right now. 200,000 souls, 200,000 sources of Nen. This sounds a lot like the Chimera Ants, doesn't it? This sounds like I'm taking some entity and empowering it with an unprecedented amount of aura. So, yes, I think Nasubi's gone, but I think he might even die like a Chad. I would probably put him down here. Also, Camilla, down here. I know people are like, she's just going to die from a stab in the back or something stupid or get like starvation or she's going to fall out of the boat. Like she'll be sent out of the ship or something or poisoned. Again, poison would probably kill her. Again, she's not invincible to. But the problem is, right? So the poison's in her body. She's dead. Whoever poisoned her, the cat will. As long as that person is, we need to know more about her cat. Because the cat gives her a revive juice, literally new life in Nen. So it would probably heal her of all of her ailments, bring her back to full health again. Because again, poisons your body. And then the poison is nothing. I mean, the poison kills your cells, right? And then you're dead. So the poison is no longer poisoning you, you're dead. Right? This revive juice probably gets rid of stuff like that. I mean, you'd think in a political environment, this character thought of that because you'd think poisoning is one of the quickest ways to go in a kingdom like this. So I think her ability actually does work against the poisoning or a substance in her body. I do think it actually. The cat's revive will override the state of being poisoned or ailed by something. What she might not, again, accidental or self-inflicted death is something she can't come back from. If she's manipulated, does that count? Illumi, oh my God. Hulkenberg's arrow, oh my gosh. dude, Hulkenberg dying like a Chad. Oh, these three here, man, are going to cause fucking chaos. This guy better be ripping heads off. I mean, come on, let's go. Oh, go out. Like, he just holes all in him. He's like, I'm not dying until I take every last one of you traitors with me. Rah, you know, like, come on, come on. Hanzo dying, bro. Okay, so if you're saying Hanzo in place of Melody as the victim, Bill, that would hurt a little bit because he's built a nice little following. Hanzo, okay, never really had any true moments to shine. Has been around for a long time. Is a cool character, but who impacts Karapika more? See, I'm going with the narration. Melody. This will make Karapika go berserk. This would be sad, absolutely horrible. But not as much to Karapika. Now, Izanagi needs a moment, and if that's the way you go, that's also a connection to Karapika. I am connecting all of the deaths to Karapika. That's my goal. Because that is where you get the power up. That's where you get the okay, I'm going in like a crazy person, like when Gon and all the sacrifice. That's what you get. So again, I think I'm always tying it back to Karapika. So this is a truly interesting conversation. You could go in for hours. Yo, it'd be so funny if my man got through this unharmed. Rihan for the Hunter Association, for the Zodiac, okay? I am a huge Rihan fan because of how divisive this character is, but he's the only character in the arc that took down a Nen Beast. The one way to make a prince truly, ultimately vulnerable, and he has the answer. That means that Togashi put a lot of weight on this guy so that if he does end up biting the bullet, you've lost a huge component of how to get to the princess. I think he needs to take one more out or help take one more out before he goes. If anything, I'm putting him here. I think Rihan's here. I know it sounds crazy, but he'll have Again, this here, bad situation for Rihan. Bad situation. I also love how he can't be told about anything or his ability. Like, he has to go in blind and keep it that way. It is a totally observant-based power. That is so interesting, too. If someone spilled the beans on what a character did, it would ruin his usefulness. It's such a cool restriction, right? It's such a cool power. Togashi with the goated freaking abilities that have narrative impact. Fucking love it. All right. Fury, my boy. No, my goat. Bobby. Fury going, maybe Fury's down here. I don't know. We'll see. All right, I think, pardon me, I think we're going to have to wrap up. Oh, maybe there's one more I can do. Hold on. See if I can find it. Ooh. Ooh, we're going to end on this one. Ha-ha! Oh, shit. Who can't kill Saradnik? Generic. Enough. Ompa, look, for real though, enough already. Who can easily murk him or what am I missing? In no order. Oh, he's saying enough saying that people can't kill him who can kill him. Okay, again, this is again, it's all about context, folks. And people who put Saradnik on a similar level to Phantom Troop member in terms of Nen mastery at this point and stuff like that, stop. He's goaded now because he has a Nen Beast in this highly formatted and controlled environment. But as I've said in the past, he was in the extermination squad. The best he would have done against Yuppie, for example, is seen his own death. What would he have done in those 10 seconds? Literally, one swipe would have killed him from, like, it's just not feasible. But there are applications where he is unbelievably strong. And right now is one of them. So that's why you got to take that factor in. So, right. Thank you. What do you mean to an extent? What are you talking about? That's the whole point. That's the whole point. These guardian spirit beasts are unbelievably strong. Look at Halkenberg's. Look at what it's doing. It's allowing all that Nen to happen right now. It's like, what the? Karapika's like, I've never felt anything like this. Like, Karapika wasn't at the Chimera Ant, but Karapika, in the presence of Uvogin, has said, I have never felt anything like this. He's like, what is that insane power? What? 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 All right. So, like, that's what we're dealing with here. I think what would be interesting is if, like, first of all, a woman has to kill him. Theta could be the one who kills him. Theta killing him would be super poetic. Yeah, you might call it cliche. Or a woman of some kind. Oito, again, Woble's female. Again, there's a connection there. A woman has to kill him. Karapika is basically a woman. I think a woman has to kill Sarai. That is the most poetic way to do it. It might be that he's crippled, beaten down, can't function, and then the final shot, the final stab, or whatever it is, comes from a woman. That would be, to me, the most poetic ending. Maybe the queen, you know? That's what I think is likely to happen. But let's hope he can copy the rose. Jeez. Oh my God. Right. This is the part that's amazing. His rate of growth. This is really Dude, Tsurayuki can counter Camilla, though, by not killing her and knowing what she'll do to him so he can counter her. Precognition is super powerful against Camilla, right? So that is always on the table. Also, if Tsurayuki can like basically just be in Zetsu indefinitely, people will just think he's in Zetsu. He doesn't know Nen yet, but he's actually using his precognition. He has to close his eyes, but there will be ways for him to just sit there with his eyes closed for many, many minutes. So he's perceiving events in 10-second advanced intervals, right? He's seeing 10 seconds ahead of where he is. He can walk with his eyes closed a few steps. He can close his eyes, take a seat somewhere, close his eyes, see what's happening. He has this ability to just like see events play out before he experiences them in reality. It's like, that's so freaking broken. And people just think he's in Zetsu closing his eyes. They don't know. But now someone who has good observation might start to pick up on something. And does he always have his eyes closed? Didn't Theta teach him Nen? Didn't he learn about Nen from the announcement? What's going on here? So I think we're going to end there. This was a very fun stream. We are getting back into the Hunter x Hunter mindset. Purple Prince Wobbles Nen Beast. Some people are saying it's a silent majority, which, shoot. I don't know. It's a little weird, but some people also said it's a Lumi. Not a Lumi, excuse me. Miluki. Because Miluki has dolls that look like that, and it could be one of Miluki's abilities. Again, are all the Zoldyks on board? But anyway, that's going to do it, guys. Thanks for tuning in today.